Are Volkswagen having a laugh by making an R version of the Tiguan? They'd be like, RDR. Because let's be honest, they're putting the R badge on pretty much everything. Back in the day, it was just the Golf that got it. But now we've got the T-Roc R, the Tiguan R, the Touareg R. What is next? The IDR.
They are doing an IDR, apparently.
Oh, well, that's a bad IDR. Yeah, sorry. I've got to stop this. In fact, you know what? I might write a book of carwow intro dad jokes that you can give your dad at Christmas. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to tell you about the upgrades that the R version of the Tiguan gets over the standard car. I'm going to take it for a drive. I'm going to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And of course, I'm going to launch it to see just how quick it is. Anyway, I'm Matt Watson, and you're watching carwow. Now let's talk about the design upgrades that you get on this R version of the Tiguan. You get this roof spoiler, there's the R badge there. It's the only thing you get underneath the badge. There's no like Tiguan badge. But it looks a bit odd in that central position. It looked better over there, like in the old-fashioned way. You've also got a more aggressive rear bumper with a diffuser effect thing going on there. Quad tailpipes, and they're real. Moving down the side, first thing you'll notice is this. Look at the size of those rims. 21-inch alloys are standard. You've also got tinted rear windows and satin roof bars. And then there's this like silvery chromy bit here down the side. The satin door mirrors, our logo, they're on this bit of plastic. And of course, being an R model, you get blue brake calipers. Around the front, as standard, on the Tiguan R, you get the IQ Matrix LED headlights, and they'll blank out part of their beam so they don't dazzle oncoming drivers. You get this R badging here on the grille and a much more aggressive front bumper, so it's deeper, it's got more vents in it. You've got this black effect to match the diffuser at the rear. All looks pretty mean. And these vents and stuff, they are real. They feed air into the radiators and intercooler. Let's go and check out the inside. So being a Tiguan, you have a reasonably well-made cabin that's very functional. It's got a decent infotainment system on it. But it's a little bit bland. However, being the R, then it's lifted somewhat. Oh yeah, so you have this knurled metal effect, plastic trim here and here, some blue ambient lighting. In fact, blue is the theme of R. You get blue stitching on the seats, on the floor mats, on the gear gaiter. You get it on the steering wheel as well. You've got an R steering wheel, so it's sportier, and it's got the R logo on it as well. And look, you've got R sport seats. Not too keen on this central part of the seat. The fabric feels very, very cheap. Oh dear. Some of the bits and pieces you have are R kick plates on the sills, and you have some special R dials, which also have a lap timer in them. A lap timer on a Tiguan. Don't think that's going to get used all that much. Here in the back, the R theme continues with the plastic knurling effect again. Ambient lighting, blue stitching, and the R sporty seats, although they're not really sporty in the back. And yeah, once again, that material, why did they use that? Honestly, Volkswagen, what are you playing at? Still, it does lift the cabin. Other than that, though, it's just like a normal Tiguan. So look, I mean, look how much space I've got. Loads, absolutely loads. I'll do it properly. Knee room, headroom, and slidey slide, and recliney recline. However, if you need even more practicality from your sporty SUV, you might want a Skoda Kodiaq VRS. Being at the very top of the Tiguan range, the R comes as standard with an electronically operated tailgate. I hope the car is quicker than that is to open. Big capacity, whoa, it's big, 615 litres, easily enough space for all your luggage. There is something that does trouble me though. On the normal Tiguan that I've reviewed, it's got a false floor, so you don't end up with this load lip, and when you fold the seats down, you don't end up with this big ridge. Gets rid of that. Where is it on this car? It's supposed to be the range topper. Why don't we have that functionality? Not fitted here. And that brings on to 5 annoying things about the new Volkswagen Tiguan R. While this may be the sportiest Tiguan, it's also the heaviest. Weighs in at 1,746 kilos, which is about 200 kilos heavier than the Golf R, and that's a bit like driving around in a Golf R with 3 of me as passenger. It's going to affect the performance and handling and all that kind of stuff, which is the whole point of an R anyway. The integrated headrest of the front seats isn't great if you're sat behind them because they really do block your view out the front window. Kids ain't gonna like that, although they might just be on their iPads. And they might just jab you through there. Anyway, it's not good, alright? This car may cost £46,000, but you don't get a wireless charging pad as standard. If you want that, which you probably do, it's going to cost you £420 extra. Don't know why that is when you can get a wireless charging pad on Amazon for as little as £14. I feel like you might be ripping me off, Volkswagen. You I think Volkswagen need to sort out their performance brake pedal because at the moment it has this metal outline around it rather than grippy rubber, and it means that if you don't connect squarely with the brake pedal, say it's in an emergency, and you have damp soles, this happens, watch. Not good, eh? The Tiguan R's claimed fuel economy is 8 miles per gallon less than the Golf R's at 28 miles per gallon. I love the smell of petrol. Oh yeah, that's my kind of aftershave. It's not all negative though. Here's 5 good things about this car. This R version gets upgraded suspension over the normal Tiguan, so it's lowered, it's got stiffer springs and adaptive dampers as standard. If you're the kind of person that hates those artificial sounds that manufacturers now pump in through the car speakers to give you that enhanced sporty exhaust noise, in this car you can choose between different settings, and one of them is something called Pure, where it removes that fake sound, so it's just au naturel. This may not look like a particularly exciting engine, but actually it is. It's a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine with 320 horsepower and 420 Nm of torque, and it drives all 4 wheels via a 7-speed automatic gearbox with dual clutches and launch control, which I'll be trying out in a bit. You've got upgraded sports brakes over the standard Tiguan for improved stopping power, and we'll also find out about that a little bit later on in this video as well. The Tiguan R gets the same clever all-wheel drive system as the Golf R, which means it's got an electronically controlled rear differential so it can do torque vectoring and send power to the rear wheel with the most grip for maximum corner extreme traction. Oh yeah. Right, let's see what this sporty Tiguan is like to drive. I'm going to put it into R mode. Come on, everything goes sporty. Let's do this. Oh yes. Oh yes, that engine is so smooth, very strong, very, very strong. Oh, corner. What are we going to do with this corner? I'm going to Tiguan. Woo! It grips. My God, it grips. Oh, that's interesting. So normally I'd be expecting this car to be like leaning over quite a bit in this bend, going at this speed. Can't even see the speakers, the dials are really rubbish. Oh, there we go, yeah, I can see. 90 miles an hour around there. You do notice that it doesn't have that drive that you get from the back in the Golf R, where you can really feel it like powering from the outer wheel because of the diff. It doesn't seem to do that as much. It just seems more stable and planted. More sensible, more grown up, more SUV, which ultimately means less fun. Mainly because the weight of the car is not only greater than the Golf, but it's also higher up. That's always going to affect the sensations you get when you're driving it. But by God, it's surprising what it can do. Is it fun like the Golf R is? A car that I absolutely love? No, not quite so much, but you can hustle in this. You really can, because that engine. I have a love-hate relationship with these performance SUVs. Dynamically, they're just not as good. They are more about the straight line pace, but they can surprise you with how they handle their mass. But ultimately, they're not as fun. Also, being heavier, there's the added complication of needing to stop. So let's just test that now. I'm going to do an emergency stop from 70 miles an hour, see how long it takes. Seatbelt pulled me in for safety. Okay, shut up, blooming hazard warning lights. So it did it in 44 metres. Now you probably want to see me launch this car, and I'll do that in a moment, so hang on for that, because first we need to discuss some other things. So once you're done having fun and hooning around and braking hard in your Tiguan R, you're going to be cruising. Now I don't know if you heard that, but because you've got bigger tyres, they do make more noise than in the normal Tiguan. It's not too bad, it's still well insulated when you're going along at motorway speed. In fact, I'm going to put the car into comfort mode now, even though this is on massive wheels. It deals with bumps so very well. The adaptive dampers really give this car great breadth of ability. So for just cruising around like this, you wouldn't know it was the R version. It's just relaxing, it's easy, it's chilled. It's everything that a normal Tiguan is. You would not know that you're in the sporty version. You don't feel compromised. You don't feel like you're sacrificing any of the things that make the normal Tiguan good with this one. Oh, there is one thing, the economy. It's averaging 25 miles to the gallon. Nah. But then this is really quick, really quick. In fact, let's find out exactly just how quick it is. Right, I'm going to use my specialist timing gear up here to measure this car 0 to 60 miles an hour and over the 70 mile. So I'm going to put it back into R mode. Oh yeah, exhaust gets a bit more rumbly, although it does have a sound synthesizer, which means it's playing noises through the speakers, but never mind that. Let's put the stability off. It's great on the Tiguan, you can do it just by pressing a button down here. In the Golf you have to go through menus. It's off. Let's launch the bugger. Hooks up nice. Doesn't feel quite as intense as the Golf because you're sitting up high, but my gosh, still insanely quick. 4.24 to 60. What's a quarter mile? 12.78. That's nuts. It doesn't feel as quick as the Golf because obviously you're higher up, you haven't got your bum on the floor, but the numbers, there's nothing in it. I've had a 3.99 out of the Golf R. 4.24, that's not much considering how much bigger this thing is. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So then, what's my final verdict on the new Volkswagen Tiguan R? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should consider the Tiguan R. It's actually really impressive and extremely quick. It's just that I don't really see the point. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. Let me know of any videos you'd like me to do in the comments below. I always do check out the comments. If you'd like to watch some more content, click on those windows there. And if you click on that box there, you can download the CarWow app for free. And it has a feature where you can scan a car's number plate and it'll tell you how much it's worth.